Public elections today are typically vicious battles between Democratic and Republican candidates, with both parties seeking to attack the other while portraying themselves as glorified humans. The way that funds are gathered today is morally wrong and needs to be changed. Political candidates are seen as sleazy people whose votes can be bought for personal or commercial gain. This style of politics needs to change, and it starts with the way that money is raised for these public elections. Money is typically raised through donations and events with wealthy donors, and it's almost always the candidate that spends the most money who ends up winning. This means that the candidates can be more focused on how they can raise money than what they need to do for the public. If candidates aren't as focused on what they need to do for the good of society, the population as a whole can suffer because they can vote in a man or woman who isn't prepared to take on the responsibilities of their position. If we change the process of raising money for public elections, it can benefit both the candidate and the electorate. The voters would be less influenced on who spent the most money and more likely to vote for the candidate because of their values and the actions they plan on taking. If the government more closely regulated the way that donations were accepted and put a cap on how much candidates could spend or receive for their election, then it would give money a smaller voice and put the person into office that actually deserve to be there the most. Some may criticize this plan for being too radical or violating some of our political freedoms, even go as far as calling it socialism. But this plan doesn't make the government bigger, it just gives money less of a say in who wins the public election. There are other ways to advertise without spending as much money, such as doing interviews and having people write articles about you, and using the media outlets. Without the smear campaigns and expensive advertisements that tell the public very little about the candidates, this forces the public to kind of go and find longer pieces where they can really get to know the candidates and who they'd be voting for. So I urge you not to stand for the expensive advertisements and big showmanship that political campaigns today are comprised of. And I'd rather you get to know your candidates on a deeper level through actual research and analysis. Thank you.